crafty friends, it's Audra Monk, the Crafty Yogi, and welcome to the Crafty Corner and your midweek yoga break. Oh, I need a break. I've got a crazy busy day going on and more crazy, well, good ways, but some days you're just really, really busy. Okay, so we're gonna take a little break. Let's see, can you see? Okay, so you can't quite see my feet. I couldn't get the camera set up exactly the way I needed, but as long as you can see my upper legs, you're okay. We're gonna do a little hip stretch that most of us need. But first, we're gonna roll the shoulders and we're gonna take a breath, okay? So we're gonna let things go. It's good to take a little transition. So bring your feet so that they're in line with your knees, and your knees stay in line with your hips. I'm also wearing dark colored clothes, so that doesn't really help. But I just noticed that. So just check though that the knees aren't going out or the knees aren't coming in. You want the knees to be as neutral as you can get them. And then we're gonna get those shoulders into neutral. So bring the shoulders up and back and down. And do that one more time. Up and back and down, and let them settle. Let the belly pull in a little. And rest the hands on the legs. Tuck the chin, and the top of the head reaches towards the sky. Maybe for a moment, close your eyes. We're going to take 2 deep breaths together. Let's inhale and exhale. Good. So hopefully you breathe 2 breaths. Next up, on your chair, now we're gonna widen our legs a little bit. We wanna warm them up just a tiny bit before we stretch them. So legs wider than your hips. Sit bones on the very edge of your chair. I'm on a stool, which is higher than like say the kitchen chair. So I gotta be extra careful if you do have a high chair. I have a stand-up desk, so my stool is high, but this still works here. We're gonna come forward, tuck your chin, round your back gently, and slide it back. Good. So if you've done yoga before, this is cow pose, heart lifting, chin lifting a little, and then cat pose. Think like the Halloween cat. And one more time, come forward with the arch, and then gently round in the back. Good. And then roll the shoulders, sit up tall. All right, now we'll make some circles. And you may not know this about me, but I like some good imagery. So you're gonna stir the pot, and your body is like that big, huge wooden spoon if you were stirring a big, huge cauldron. So come forward, pick right or left because we'll go one way each way, and roll yourself around. I know, this one's a little more big than the arm stretches and hand stretches, and then roll the other way. But some days you need a little bigger stretch. And come back to center. Now, pause here at center. You can do hands on your thighs, or maybe you get down to the elbows and you lengthen. So here's where we don't really want to round the back, not the upper back or the lower back. If you are comfortable and you want to let the head hang, that works. Take 2 breaths here. All right, carefully, if you're down to elbows, slide the hands to the thighs and come back up. All right, bring those legs in. Okay, shake it out. So here's where we did all this so we can stretch our hips. Well, I don't know if it has an official Sanskrit name, but in yoga class, I call this a figure 4, or you might just be like, oh, I'm just crossing my ankle over my knee. But let's warm it up one more time. So tap your shin and then tap the floor. Pick a leg, tap your shin and tap the floor. If that's too high, tap your foot or your ankle and tap the floor. Okay, and then one more tap. And this next time, see if you can bring your foot up and put it on your knee or on the top of your thigh. Sit up really tall. And you're gonna feel stretch start to happen. Now, some of us, this is too big of a stretch. You could, I was looking around what regular, in yoga class, we use a yoga block or a couple yoga blocks. And I was like, what regular household item could we use? I actually have a little trash can here by my craft area. You could put that next to your foot, and then put your other foot on it, flex the foot gently, knee goes out, and you could sit here. So that's a nice option. Or maybe you have a footstool. I also have a little footstool that was my grandma's. That works really well. But let that knee go out, sit up really tall, and you should get this nice stretch in the hip. My favorite way to do this pose is lying down on the floor, but we're not gonna do that in our craft room usually. Occasionally I have been known to do such things. You can also do this standing up and holding on to something. Like when I ride my Peloton in the morning, this stretch is included a lot in the cool down stretch, and you hold on to the bike and you sit down. So it's a way more active stretch. So this seated version is one in the middle. All right, we're gonna stay here another moment. I'm so glad a couple of friends are here today. Roll the shoulders. If you're looking for a little more with a long spine, hinge forward. And you could do hands on the legs, just don't press on that knee. You could press like a gentle press if you're asking for a deeper stretch, but in general, I don't like to press on the knee. I'm using my body, like my inside oomph, to push that knee down. Okay, one more breath here. And then we're gonna come up, nice and easy, undo the leg, give the legs a little shake out. Now we just have to do the other side. All right, so roll the shoulders. First we tap and open, so tap the foot and open the knee, or tap the shin and open the knee, or do a little bit of both, but we're just kind of telling that hip, ooh, you're gonna open for me. All right, so turn that hip, and let's go one more tap. I didn't count them. And then this time, catch the foot and put it up on the thigh. Remember your options. If that is too high, find a stool, a trash can, something little, and put it down lower. If you're in a regular chair, it won't be quite as high. Mine's a little high because of my stool. Let that knee press out. Good. Feel all that nice stretch in your hip? This is a great stretch if you're going on a long car ride. Now, if you're the driver, you have to wait and do it when you're done. If you're the passenger, sometimes you can do this stretch in the passenger seat. All right, we're going to add the forward fold if you want. Roll the shoulders down and back. Settle up. Sometimes just sitting up tall again, I felt more sensation in my hip. Otherwise, maybe we hinge forward. Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe you keep your hands, you could hold onto your chair, or you could put the hands on the legs. Just don't press on that knee. Don't use that as a base of support. Good, breathing here. So figure 4 in our chair. Let's take maybe 2 more breaths, and hopefully that'll get us even. And then come out nice and careful, undo the knee, set the foot down, and now go ahead, I forgot, we shook it out. We need our forward fold one last time, and then you're all done for today. So slide up on the edges of the chair, feet wider than your hips, and the knees and the toes can angle out a little bit. Roll the shoulders down and back, hinge at the hips. So this is where a forward fold comes from. It does not come from rounding the back. A lot of us when we were younger, that's what we thought, right? So we could touch our toes. If you can go farther, come to elbows. If you are really flexi-bendy, you're going to lose me in the screen for just a moment. Some people like to put their hands all the way down on the floor or on a block or a stool or a little pile of books. My favorite, though, in the chair-seated version is elbows on the thighs. Good. Tuck your chin now. Lengthen your spine. Take 2 breaths here. And then nice and easy, we're going to get out. So use those hands on the thighs. Come all the way up. Walk the feet back in. Roll the shoulders. And there you go, my friends. There is your midweek yoga break. A little yoga for crafters. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon. Be well and stay crafty.